Greetings, Terrarians, Khaios here. Welcome to Commenter Day. It's been a few months since I've last done one of these, so if you're new to the channel and you don't know what this is a series where I take the top comment from the previous Commenter Day video and I make a build based on that suggestion. So be sure to let me know in this video what your build suggestion is for next month's Commenter Day. But before I get into that, every month over on my Discord server, I host a build competition. The first 3 winners get their builds featured in one of my videos, so today I'm going to be taking a look at the winners for this month. This time around, people were tasked with building an apocalyptic scenario. While only the top 3 are selected, there are tons of amazing entries, and I wanted to thank everybody who participates. If you'd like to enter in the build competition, or you just want to hang out and chat, there is a link to my Discord server in the description below. Now, let's take a look at those winners. Here we are at the 3rd place entry, Platinum, and this world is really interesting just by the initial look of the ambience. Obviously, he's using the solar pillar, or monolith, and in addition to that, it also looks like he's using the Blood Moon monolith as well. And it looks like we've got some geysers going off. I'm actually not sure if I need to go to the right or the left or both. My gut's saying right, so I'm going to go over this way and see what we find. Maybe not. That looks like the end of the world. So I'm going to go the other way. Oh wait, what's up here? Oh, okay. So this is the first time I'm seeing any of these. Let me zoom out. Okay, so this is awesome. This is like a huge meteor that's crashing into the planet. Basically a build for all of the smaller ones that are going on in the background. I really like the idea of building something in the foreground that matches what's happening in the background. I think that's really cool. Is there anything else here, like a structure or anything? No, so it's just this floating island and that massive meteor. And let me see if there's anything underneath the island. I don't think there is. No, that's it. So this is the 3rd place world by Platinum, and I really love the ambient nature of this, and it looks fantastic on the map as well. Fantastic job. And here we are at the 2nd place world, which was submitted by Glitchout. And I've already seen part of this because I spawned in, as you can see here on the map, a little bit inside of the build, but I hopped over here so that you guys can get a fresh look, and the sign says nothing to see on the other side. Over here we have a bunch of ash, and it also looks like we have some hellstone brick that's been painted gray underneath the ground to give off these embers, and I really like that effect. Obviously you'd need quite a bit of them to get this many sparks. Now this is an isometric build, so it's a 2D build, but it's made to look 3D. Now these are notoriously difficult to navigate if you don't know exactly where the gaps are, so I'm kind of just colliding into things. Let me zoom out. Colliding into things as I try to find my way around. But this looks fantastic. It looks like a city that's been ravaged by apocalypse and it's just lying in ruins and there's not much left to it. I love everything about this. The clouds. Since we're in a graveyard biome, there's even fog forming on top of that, just bringing even more atmosphere out to this build. I'm not sure why there would be a fire going in a place that looks completely abandoned. Maybe there are some survivors camping out inside of this particular building, but everything here just looks wonderful in a creepy, odd, like abandoned apocalyptic village kind of way. Wonderful. I love the lamps, the power lines, everything. This just looks fantastic. It's even better since we're in a graveyard and we get the occasional lightning strike. That's just really ambient, and I think this build is definitely deserving of 2nd place. And here we are in the 1st place world, which was built by a Discord member by the name of Legs. Now normally I don't look at submissions before they come out. Ooh, very ambient. Hold on. I'll get to reading that. Let me just finish my thought. Normally, I don't look at submissions before they come out, but I do keep track of the building section of my Discord channel, and I have seen Legs posting updates to this build a lot over the past month, so I've actually seen this build already because I didn't realize he was going to be submitting it as his entry. That said, it's still going to look wonderful. I'm still going to give you my live reaction to it because I haven't seen the completed thing, and I obviously haven't seen this hallway. So what do we have here? Vega. Terraria is under attack by a world-ending threat from space. Proceed through the transport pipe to gain access to the BFG 10,000. Big freaking gun. Alright, this is cool. I love that the lamps come on, and I love that he wired it in such a way that these don't turn back off when you walk out of the sensors. And we're going to keep going over here, and it looks like we're inside of some sort of control room or a teleporter hub. I don't know if any of these actually... Okay, so desert, mining facility. I don't know if those actually lead anywhere, but we're gonna look just at the entry, which is right over here. And I think, yeah, just walk into that, and here we are. And I love that sliding door. It's something I've done in my builds as well. It just looks fantastic. Now, personally, I might try to make the door a different material so it stands out a little bit more. I didn't realize I was walking into a door until I walked into a door. But this room may be a reactor. It looks fantastic. I don't know if I want to pull that switch. It looks like it triggers the Blood Moon monolith. We're going to leave it like this. I'm not sure if that's how it's intended to be viewed, but we're going to take a look at it. It looks like the gun is firing, but how do I find my way up to it? I'm not sure. I haven't seen this yet. Is this opening up? No? I'm going to keep looking around, and then I'll get back to you guys when I found exactly where this is. Silly me, I was too focused looking everywhere else in this place to realize that there was a teleporter right here at this switch. And I had to restart the world because I had the teleporter in a different state, and then I pressed it again while I was standing on it, and I think I broke some wiring. So maybe you might want to add a sensor to see if the player is actually standing on top of the teleporter before that activates. But here we go, and the wire is still frozen. Not sure exactly what's going on here. Okay, before I get into the Commenter Day build, I had sent a message to Legs asking if he knew what was going on with the wiring in this build, and he got back to me and said that there's some sort of issue since 1.4 came out, and he told me to fly up here into space and press this switch, which I've already done to make sure that it works, and it activates a ghost dummy engine, which you can now see all of these logic gates turning on and off, which now actually activate the lights on the cannon down below. So let's go take a look at this thing actually working before we move on. I'm just going to teleport my way into here. There we go. That's much better. So now everything is working as intended. Let me just make it nighttime because I'm sure this will look even better in the dark. Midnight. There we go. And yeah, everything is looking fantastic. And I'm so happy that I sent him a message to see if there was another way to activate this, because it looks so much better with everything moving how it's supposed to be. And I'm glad that I could show that to you guys. So now let's get on to the Commenter Day build. The top comment from the previous Commenter Day comes from Cygnite, who requests an underground Dwarven mining village. This is something very interesting to me, and I haven't attempted anything like a Dwarven themed build for years now, since Super Terraria World. So I'm very much looking forward to this. The first thing that I want to do is make a proper entrance. No Dwarven mine would be complete without a surface entrance on the side of a mountain, and it just so happens that I went ahead and prepared one right here. Now, you'll notice that everything is very square and flat, and that's because this isn't actually sandstone, this is smooth sandstone. Now this is one block that I'm very excited for. You all know, or anybody who's been on the channel long enough knows that I love gray painted sandstone. It makes for fantastic looking caves. However, you turn the area into a desert once you've placed 1,000 of the blocks, and it can ruin a build by doing so. The addition of smooth sandstone kind of fixes that. Now, yes, this is very blocky and not very cave looking. However, if you combine it with sandstone, it gets all of the visual appearance of the sandstone block while reducing massively the number of blocks towards a desert count. Now these blocks don't actually blend together on their own, as you can see right here. Let me just throw some down. They don't blend. However, if you grab some sand block and put it in between, it acts as a buffer, just like you can blend dirt with sandstone in this fashion. You can do the smooth sandstone with sandstone like this as well, which will end up giving you a rougher texture on the outside edges without converting the entire area into a desert biome. Well, ignore that. This doesn't count. There's a small desert over here, okay? Ignore the background. Focus on this. This is not a desert, even though there's a massive sandstone mountain right here. So what I'm going to be doing first is just carving into this and making a nice looking Dwarven entrance and probably bringing this down on top of it. When I think of a Dwarven style build, two things pop into mind immediately: stone and metal. I'm the kind of guy who likes the underground mining dwarves, and obviously the most abundant materials for them for building would be rock and mineral, so to me it makes sense to use as much of those as possible in this kind of building style. Since building with a lot of stone means that there's going to be a lot of gray in this theme, I wanted to add some color accents to it to make it stand out more, and I think the best colors for this would be orange or red. I can accomplish this by using light sources that give off some orange light, by placing pools of lava, and by adding blocks that give the accent that I'm looking for. Specifically, I'm going to be using copper plating and copper pipe wallpaper for the color accents in these builds. The other metal block that I'll be using throughout the structures is iron brick that has been painted gray. The nice thing about this metallic block is that it does blend with more materials than the copper plating does, which allows me to diversify how I use these materials. The stone in use will be gray brick, stone slab, stone accent slab, and palladium column for the blocks. The walls will have Titan stone painted white, and palladium column, ebonstone brick, green tiled, green slab walls, all painted gray. I wanted the entrance to utilize an elevator shaft, as that's the most convenient way to get underground in my opinion, so I'll be using chains to accomplish that effect. Lastly, I fill in the cave wall with some of the new Echo Mist walls, specifically mottled, worn, and craggy stone wall, all of which have been painted gray. So the mine entrance is now complete. Off camera, I did a little bit more detail work to this rock face. I even scooted it over to the right using T-Edit so that it could be sitting on top of this pillar over here. And then also off camera, I completed the decorations inside the entrance plus the mine shaft. Now this is made using the same materials as the little structure in here as well, with the addition of the sandstone column that's right here. So the sandstone goes all the way down, and then it starts to blend in with stone right around here. You can see the smooth sandstone turn into stone, and the reason for that is I wanted to have some smooth stone towards the surface where things are more weathered, exposed, and being worn down, and then deep underground I thought it could be a little bit more harsh and rough. The main reason that I actually did this is because I want to place moss on top of the stone, and I can't place it on any other block, but that's the way we're going to explain it away. I'm going to be making some sort of support for this. I might even lift it up to this segment right here and just cut out the bottom. But in addition to that, I'm planning on making a couple of small buildings in here, plus a couple of mine shafts that go off into smaller caverns and have some ore or gems or resources for them to mine. And I also want to fill this thing up with lava. So the first thing that I'm going to be working on is this initial cavern in here, starting with a bridge here and possibly a lava pit beneath it. This bridge uses the same materials as the structure on the surface does, with two differences. The main building block for it is gray painted grate block, and behind that block is purple rain wallpaper, which has also been painted gray. When the wallpaper is painted, it takes on a texture that kind of looks like a mesh material. and when it's been painted gray, it looks metallic. It also has a very appealing border around the edge of it, which is why I'm using it here to add more thickness to the bottom side of the bridge. The reason I went with Great Block for the bridge is because I wanted to have lava passing through it into the pool below. Great is a unique block that was added in 1.4 that is crafted using iron or lead bars and an anvil. It acts like any other block does in every way except for one special property: it allows liquids to pass through it. This isn't just limited to liquid sources themselves, but it also includes the streams that those sources can produce. So the reason I wanted to use Great for this bridge is so that I could have streams of lava pouring down through the ceiling and appearing to fall behind the bridge into the pool of lava below, all while letting the player safely walk across the top. Additionally, on the ceiling, I used Great and Echo Block together to create a source for the lava stream. The Great Block is surrounded by an invisible Echo Block on the left, right, and bottom. These act as solid tiles even though you can't see them without the Spectre goggles. When I place some lava inside the Great Block, the lava rests inside of it, unable to actually fall through thanks to the Echo Blocks beneath it and to the sides. Once I hammer one of the invisible blocks, a stream of lava is created, so it ends up looking like lava is just pouring out of the grate. Man, I really do love these Echo Blocks and grates. Next up, I create the elevator and I start the two buildings using the same materials and patterns that I used on the surface. I also create some background stone columns that appear to be holding the cavern ceiling up using more of the mottled, worn, and craggy stone walls. I've got some unfortunate news. So we're having a storm right now in the area and power went out in the middle of building. Now, the world autosaved. I lost some progress, not a whole lot. Unfortunately, the video that I was in the middle of recording for a time-lapse section was completely lost. So all of this area is now done, and I have no video to show you of me building it. I'm really sorry about that. Unfortunately, power outages are not good. So I'm gonna try and go over everything that I did, and yeah. So in the background here, on these pillars that I had created, we have ember and magma walls. Now these are made in the graveyard biome, and they were previously unobtainable walls, which are now obtainable, and I love the way that they glow. Also, I've got a bunch of lava around the place, and a better example of it will be right over here. Now this lava fall is really bright. Normally they're not that bright. You'll see if I just remove this paint here. This is what a lava fall normally looks like. They do produce a little bit of light, but not very much. And if we grab illuminant paint and we just put this on right over this, oops, I didn't mean to get the wall there. You'll see it's very, very bright. It matches the lava beneath it, and it's a perfect fit, and I absolutely love the way that looks. I experimented around with using illuminant paint in other areas, and it didn't quite come out the way I'd hoped. Like, I tried to do it on this ember wall, and it looks okay, but if you go far enough away, you get these square edges, and I don't like that as much. I would have liked if it could just somehow be the little cracks of lava, but that's okay. I don't need to have illuminant paint there. I also tried the same thing with the lava moss, and same deal. It looks great on the moss itself, not so great on the stone that it's connected to, but that's perfectly okay. So everything decorating these rooms are actually sandstone furniture and the stone platforms. I would love if there was stone furniture to match these new platforms and doors, because I feel like those would be a perfect fit for a Dwarven furniture set. However, the sandstone stuff looks pretty good too when painted gray. It'll blend in with the wall a little bit too much, but I think it's better than being left unpainted, in my opinion. I could leave it up to you guys to decide how you feel in the comments, but I do like the way that this looks. This building here is meant to be a tavern, if you can't tell by the ale, and for some reason pizza, which was not brought by a hot wife, I promise. And then over here to the left, this is kind of a mining storage area. This was the area I was well into working on when power went out, and it seems that it basically lost my progression in the middle of carving out this tunnel right here. The mine is now done, and that means the Commenter Day build is done as well. We now have a mountainside entrance with an elevator shaft leading down into the dark lava-filled mines below. There's an inn, a mine, lots of lava, and since the request was for a town, I made sure that there were 3 valid NPC houses. To the left of the elevator, there is the mine, which has a bunch of shinies in it. Copper and iron ore dot the ground in the ceiling, and a big pile of emeralds covers the wall. I even included the cavern pylon in the area just in case you wanted to use this as a base. Speaking of which, this world is available for download. There is a link in both the pinned comment and the description below to my Commenter Day Google Drive. Just look for the June 2020 world save. If you haven't seen any of my other Commenter Day builds, the playlist will be linked at the end of this video as well, so please check it out. And don't forget to leave a comment with your request for next month's Commenter Day build. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. I'll catch you all tomorrow with the last video of the week. I really can't believe that I got 5 videos out this week. I hope I can keep the schedule up. Anywho, I'll catch you all later. Happy building.